Welcome to the Sai Academy of Class 8th Crop Production and Management. In a previous video, we discussed that methods of irrigation. One is a traditional method of irrigation and another is what modern days technological methods. And also we discussed that types of traditional methods and types of modern irrigation method, and what are the advantage of traditional method and what are the advantage of modern days irrigation system. We discussed it in detailed manner. You want videos of this chapter means please search in our playlist. You will get all videos of this chapter. Okay, next topic comes here. So here next topic is what a protection of weeds. So plants grow with plants growing plus addition of that or plus or addition of that other kind of plants also growing in that are very harmful, also harmful in kind of means it will not useful to the human beings as well as the what animals. So these are what undesirable, these are not required by the human beings as well as the animal also do not eat them. So that kind of plants growing in a field called as what weeds, that is called as what weeds. So if these weeds are what it is not helpful for the farmer, so how can we remove that? So different types of methods are there, so to remove the weeds from the what plant. Okay, next protection from weeds. So Boju and Paheli went to a nearby wheat field and saw there were some other plants in the field growing along with the wheat plants. Okay, the Boju and Paheli went to their nearby crop field. In that mainly which type of field? Wheat field. In that the some other kind of plants growing with the wheat field, right? So okay, question comes here. What is the meaning of weeds? Means in a field many other undesirable means it is not useful, right? It is not required. Plant may grow naturally along with the crop. Undesirable plants are growing naturally along with the crops. The undesirable plants may grow naturally. It means it is naturally growing along with the crop. So these undesirable plants are called as what? Weeds. What is weeds? The undesirable plants growing along with the naturally growing along with the crop is called as what? Undesirable weeds. Undesirable plants are called as what? Weeds. So this is the definition of what? Weed. Basically what is the meaning of weeds? Means along with the crop, right? Along with the crop undesirable plants are growing, so that undesirable plants are called as what? Weeds. Means basically it is no need for both animals as well as the plants. So this is called as what? Weeds. The removal of weeds is called as a weeding. The removal means the removing of weeds is called as what? A weeding process. Remember that weeding is necessary since weeds compete with the crop plants for water, nutrients, space and light. Okay, so if these are growing naturally along with the crop, so why we should remove these from the field? Means because it will compete with the plant. It will compete with the plant for what? It will compete with for water, nutrients and space and light. For these factors it is very dangerous to the crop field. If they are competing with the main crop, means the crop production will be reduced, the harvesting will be reduced, because of wheat will take the weeds will taking the water, nutrients, space, light. These are taken by the weeds, means the availability of the crops will be reduced. So due to this only, so the weeds are dangerous to the crops. So for that we have to remove the weeds. Okay, so why we have to remove the weeds? Because of will competing with the crops, water, nutrients, space, light. For these four factors are very essential for growth of any crop or a plant, right? For that they require in a larger quantities. So in that case the weeds are growing, means they not get sufficient amount of water, nutrients, space and light. Due to this only the reduction in the crop and the growth in the weeds will occur. So that will reduces the harvesting of the crop. So that will leads to the what a loss of for the farmers. So for that the farmers are trying to not removing the weeds, that is called as the which process, a weeding process. Thus they affect the growth of the crop, they also affect the growth of the crop. Some weeds interfere even in harvesting and may be poisonous for animals and human beings. So some type of weeds are there, so even after harvesting also they are mixed with seeds, means they will cause us humans and animals, because they becomes what poisonous. These the weeds, some weeds are very dangerous, they makes a crop, harvesting crop as a poisonous, and that will cause us both animals and human beings. This is very dangerous weeds. So that is we have to remove the weeds from what crop fields by process called as what weeding. Because of this type of disadvantage on of what weeding, that is we have to remove from the crop field. Remember that. Okay, so why have to remove the weeding means you can write it. Farmers adopt many ways to remove the weeds and control their growth. Correct. Variety, we this much of a disadvantage of weeds having means, so variety of methods are there to remove the weeds from the field. Tilling before sowing of crops helps in the uprooting and killing of the weeds. The first method is what? Tilling. By tilling the soil, tilling the means what? We are making the rotation of the soil. Upper soil becomes a lower soil becomes what? Upper soil. By making the rotation, the soil will be uprooted and the weeds will be killed. Right. So this is the first method, or tilling method, which may then dry up and get mixed with the soil. Okay, the soil is rotating, means the roots of that weeds will come outside, so it will be dry up because of the heat, and they will die and it will mix with the soil. Right. This is the one method of removing weed, means it is what a tilling method. Right. Next, the best time for the removal of weeds is before they produce the flowers and seeds. When you have to remove the weeds means before they produce the flowers and seeds. Before that is the best time to remove the weeds. So after a flower, after the producing of flowers and seeds means they will increase their production, they will increase their population, so again it will cause us more damage to the fields. So before that you have to remove, means you will minimize the reduction of the crop. So before production of or producing of flowers and seeds, you have to remove the weeds. The manual removal includes physical removal of weeds by uprooting or cutting them close to the ground. Another method is called as manual. Manual is indicating that what? By the man or by the physical method. So by physical method or by manual method, we can cut the weeds from the ground level, so it also prevents the water spreading of the weeds in a field. For time to time you have to make continuously for 3 months or 2 months. In that period of time you have to remove the weeds from manually. This is the second method. First is the tilling method, second is what? Manual method. Manual means by hand, by our physical. This is done with the help of a khurpi, a seed drill. So it's also used for uproots the weeds. Okay, so this is also, this manually is done by what? Khurpi. So okay, by using the khurpi we can easily remove the weeds from the crop field. Again we are using seed drill, is also used for uproot the weeds. Okay, again we are using seed drill. So what is, okay, using this seed drill, okay, we can also remove the weeds from the crop field. This is the one of the method. Okay, so what are the three methods of removing the weeds? One is what? First tilling method is there, second one is manually we can remove the weeds from the crop field, and another one is what? A seed drill. Seed drill also removes the weeds from the field, right? These are the some methods of removing weeds from the crop field. Okay. So weeds are also controlled by using certain chemicals called as weedicides. So these are the some methods are removing the weeds from the field, but we are also use the some chemicals that kills the plant, that are called as what weedicides. So like 2,4 hyphen D, these are sprayed in the fields to kill the weeds. They do not damage the crops. The weedicides are diluted with water to extent required and sprayed in the fields with the sprayer. Okay, so these are the some chemicals that mixed with the water. They are mixed with the water and sprayed on the crops. And while spraying, we have to protect our eyes and our hands. So and also they will not damage to the crops. You have to mix the solution with water and have to spray in a crop field, like the figure shows, or the in the picture the farmer is spraying the what weedicides with diluted, means what, mixing with the water, and they are throwing on the crop field, and this solution will not damage to the crops. But while spraying these solutions, we have to wear masks. Okay, it is also causes some damage to the human being, so for that you have to wear the mask, and also have to use the what gloves for some time, so you can regularly use it. So this is the what a method of spraying a solution on a crop field, so that is the weeds will be killed by method called as what, weedicides. Weedicides, by using the weedicide methods, we can kill the unwanted crop or undesirable plants in the fields. So this is called as what, spraying a weedicide method. Okay, understood. Okay, for thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Thank you.